All right, what's up, guys? Today on Talking Cards with Garrett, I have a good friend of mine as a guest, Diego Hirata, also known as Orange Samurai D. That's honestly how most people are probably going to know you from online.
Yeah.
And I wanted to have Diego on here today, which is a little different. Diego is a TCG content creator professionally, pretty much. This is one of the main things he does, and it is a all-encompassing hobby.
Yeah, it's like my second full-time job, pretty much, I'd say. Yeah.
And you do make revenue from it. Like, it is a real thing for you.
Not much. Mostly it's from me going to events to work the events, like
Correct.
judging, or like lately I did Lorcana, the challenge in Chicago. So that's the main revenue, I would say.
So speaking of that, though, how has like content creation, because this is why I really wanted to have this interview with you, is like how has TCG content creation created other avenues for you and things within card games, specifically the One Piece card game, because that's your main card game.
Yeah, so basically I have been involved with TCGs most of my teenage to adult life anyways, from back in Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, One Piece, playing the VGC for Pokemon as well. And I've always tried to do something with that. You know, I will play the game, stream, but never to this degree of One Piece. And it's probably because it's a newer community, it's a newer fan base. So it was...
and you were there day one.
Yeah, it was like the moment I saw it was, I think, March in 2021 or something like that.
I mean, Trevor and I were picking up... it wasn't even starter decks. It was the demo deck.
Yes.
I saw you there.
Yeah, we were at
I saw you playtesting with someone. Yeah. I didn't know you then, but like once I saw your face and we knew each other, I'm like,
what a coincidence.
Dude, we were at that event together.
Small world. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I still think that's nuts that like you were like one of 4 people there. Like a lot of people didn't know about that demo.
Yeah, they just came and went to get the demo decks, and they weren't aware they were supposed to actually play it.
Yeah,
but I did. Yeah, I played it.
Trevor and I played those demo decks. We wore them out, to be honest. We played a bunch, and it was so much fun. But from someone who was there since day one, what has that evolution been like? Because your following has increased dramatically. I'm talking in the thousands.
I was in the hundreds from way long ago of Let's Plays to the other TCGs to now. I am nearing 10,000 on Facebook, and I'm getting to that on Instagram and Twitter and so on. TikTok has been...
And your YouTube's jumped pretty up, too, from when you started.
Yeah.
I mean,
YouTube, it's the same. YouTube is a different proportion, I would say, of subscribers than it is to, like, Facebook, because people have to watch the videos and get into them, so it's a little bit different.
And to be fair, we did have a YouTube channel together, and some of his endeavors went there. I mean, the Worst Gen was a pretty big project for us.
And it was very well watched within the community. People still ask us to this day, hey, when is this happening? What are you guys doing? You know,
get that a lot.
So it's a lot of people within this niche will know like what we did and all the channels and all that stuff. So that was really cool.
Right. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, if we weren't doing that, you know, who knows what your YouTube content would have been outside of Worst Gen, you know what I mean? Right. You might have poured more into that, is all I'm saying.
No, but it was a nice thing to do. It was fun to do it with friends and discuss the game as an extension of what I did on my own already. Yeah. And it was definitely a great time, and I got to learn from you guys because, you know, you guys are more established, better card game players, so... You know, we had a good time playing Whitebeard together.
Oh, that was a blast.
Yeah, that was the good times.
I still got him back here, you know, in this...
you know, we used to play Whitebeard top
winner.
And then get dinner at the New Orleans place.
Yeah. And Harry's,
Harry's, that was so
phenomenal.
Good. Yeah.
But so speaking of that, though, so like you said, you went from hundreds to thousands. How do you continue to set goals for yourself? Like, how do you continue to say, like, all right, this is my new bench post as a TCG content creator?
So it's a matter, the way I see it, it's TCGs are a bubble in itself. So you know, realistically, I'm not looking to be Mr. Beast. I'm not looking to be in the 20s, 30s, 50,000s or so for One Piece only. You know, so realistically, within the numbers that I have, they're quite decent.
They're very good for One Piece.
Yeah, like the only bigger people that I know were like pro players that have more content out there because they have their guides, like Cross or Awakened, or people that have other games in their repertoire, like not necessarily Eggman, but also him, like Wasi, because he has 50K on his side channel, because the main Pokemon channel, that's huge, and then that one, and he just became a Pokemon partner too, so like that is the reason why he's bigger.
Yeah.
So within the One Piece sphere, I think it's decent on what I do, but I always, make little benchmarks little by little. I'm trying to shoot for 10,000 maybe by August probably, because you can only show the game to so many people, I would say. Yeah, but if people joining every now so often, that's why I made that guy, the One Piece Bible, because people always ask, where do you see this? How do you get into these events? Who are these things? What are these links? I put it all in one place.
And how would you tell the audience that you got to that point? Like you said, you went to hundreds to thousands, and it's totally true. And I got to see every bit of that growth. What was the major contribution that made that happen?
Doing it. That's like a lot of people always get stuck on that pre-planning stage and like, I'm gonna this and I'm gonna commission someone to do artwork and get this set up, but I never actually do it. They never make it consistent. Like, I'm not even gonna say I'm that consistent, but I try to, whatever I find, make something out of it.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna let you lie. You're very consistent.
Am I?
I've been woken up to your alarms at 5 a.m. because a card just dropped. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So
I have been getting slowly beaten by someone in Australia right now, which is like, I don't fault them because it's a much better time zone for the reveals.
Yeah.
Like it's middle afternoon for them, while it's like my 4 a.m. It's like, no, I'm sleeping right now. I'm sleeping in.
Yeah, but to my point, like that's the kind of dedication it took you to like become one of the dominant names in One Piece content creation. I mean, like, you're a real source people go to, and that wasn't just overnight, I mean, that happened over days, months, at this point, years.
Yeah, so, like when I went to Mexico for the first time, well, not Cancun, because it was like more Americanized foreign players, but in Mexico City, a lot were telling me, I learned about the game because of you. And it was like a lot of people. It was like they didn't even know it was a thing, and they saw me and I learned about the game, all the exposition I had, all the gameplay and stuff. So it was nice to know that they watched that from the beginning. Yeah,
and I think that's someone who did it with you for a minute. I think that's the best part, was just knowing that people were watching, or people were commenting, or cared to see the content. When's the next episode, or when's the next thing you're doing dropping? What are you doing next? Like, once you get a little bit of a following, people actually just love seeing what you're up to.
Oh yeah, they eat it up, and they enjoy it because they want to have that connection with someone.
Yeah, and it's cool because it's like, oh, this person likes what I like, right? Like, that's where it all starts. Like, we all loved One Piece. I still love One Piece. The card game I'm always at odds with, but I love One Piece, and that's why I even picked up the cards. And I mean, I hadn't played cards from the time I was 15 to 29, and then picked it up because One Piece was coming out. Like, that's how much I love One Piece. One Piece is awesome. And I can't even begin to describe like how great that community is, especially for content creators. Like, you just feel so accepted, and like the content is so wanted.
Yeah, like I've seen many communities of other games, other categories like Disney in general, or like food and other stuff. And the One Piece one is like so great because everyone is, rather than being cutthroat, they're all cool with each other. They all work together. They're not racing each other to be first or be better. Like, we all know each other. We all work together. So it's more about building than deconstructing to your gain, I would say.
Yeah, and I would say, and at least in the One Piece community, content creators really like align themselves with other content creators.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like, I feel like I know most of them. I know you know all of them. And I mean, you're just like one Discord group away, like at any moment.
Like, that connection is like super easy to get to now, because of how everything's via Discord. So
yep. And one thing I do want people to also leave with is your Lorcana experience. You just worked the Lorcana Chicago event. So someone coming from all this content creation in One Piece, you were making a blog about the Chicago?
Yeah, I made a video blog for it.
Okay, yeah, you did make one. And what would you say is something you like about Lorcana and something you want to see happen in the future?
So the way I saw Lorcana, so it has to backtrack a little bit to One Piece, where to me One Piece is a little different community because it's One Piece fans coming into the game. So the way I saw Lorcana, it was always trading card game players and Disney fans also coming into the game. So it was a lot more new people, families, parents and their kid. It was
Like that Pokemon
humongous.
community almost.
Kind of, yeah. But it was also a lot of collectors because they love the IP. It was very different from what it is if you go to a Yu-Gi tournament or Pokemon.
Or even One Piece.
Yeah, even One Piece. Yeah, and everyone's super cool. It was nice. It was very family friendly. It's a lot of diversity with gender, age, everything else. So it was a very different community, and now we're just getting more variety from other TCG players that are now interested in the game. So
What do you think about that? Because you saw so many pros from other card games at that event.
The game is successful, it's popular, and there is pricing to be had. So it definitely makes sense to jump in.
And it gets the pros.
Yeah, like we had Josh who played he practiced for like 3 weeks, and then he ended up topping the event, getting top 16, and it's invite for national. Yep. So that was.
And the Rat won a Hearthstone Pro. So,
that's what he also told me. That's what Josh told me. It's like Hearthstone. So makes sense.
So, I mean, I think it's really cool to see that. So what would you say as someone who is seeing the Lorcana and got to see that happen from even a perspective of working the event? What would you say for someone who wanted to do the content for Lorcana? Like, what would you say? You've said number one overall is just do it.
Yeah, just
and you've told me that many a times.
Yeah,
I mean, you really have. I mean, and I think that's great advice. So what would you tell someone who's actually trying to penetrate that Lorcana community?
Yeah, so it's a little bit different because I'm not necessarily too knowledgeable of the game yet because I do have a full-time job. I have this other thing that I do as well.
And then you have the One Piece.
Yeah, so
it's a lot.
I don't have the card knowledge. I don't know all the sources of where to get stuff. I think I know Mushu is where you get deck lists, I believe, from, so I don't know all the resources, so I can't necessarily say, go to this place, do this and this and that, because I don't know where to go necessarily. But I would say, like, if you have a phone, you have a camera stand, you have a microphone if you can, you don't have to, it's not a necessity. If you have some kind of basic gear, you can just start recording, or you get a tripod, you record gameplay, you post it. People love seeing gameplay. They want to see deck profiles, they want to see competitions, because they want to get ideas on what's played. That's like one of the things people like seeing my deck list, because they want to get ideas.
And when you say deck list, you mean tournament deck list?
Yeah, tournament deck list. Yeah. Or whatever people brute at home as, I have this idea for Odin, so I'm gonna play this next week at locals kind of thing. Yeah. So it's a matter of just going out and doing it. You don't have to have a big production for it. Just get it done. I wish I could tell you where to go to for all these resources. Unfortunately, I don't. It is still a newish community to me. Yeah. Like I'm barely on that one big Facebook group, I think. And but it's super cool.
No, I think that's really solid advice, and that's exactly why I'm happy you're able to take out the time today, because I feel like there's a lot of people that, for me, this is some new channel that I'm just starting, but I do have the experience of what we did with Worst Gen, so I got a little bit of a curve. But there's a lot of people who are just trying to start a channel or just trying to connect on social with people who are like passionate about trading card games. Yeah, and I'm really thankful that you came on today to speak to that and just speak how someone can maybe break through that. So thanks for coming on, Diego. Appreciate it. And
always happy to be here.
That's this episode of Talking Cards with Garrett with Diego. Everyone, please follow down below Orange Samurai on all socials. I will have that posted down below. And once again, thank you guys for checking this out, and please like and subscribe.